What's going on, guys? Socrates here. I want to talk about what makes traders profitable and unprofitable. First, let's talk about the unprofitable phase and things that we do that keep us in this settlement. Now, in my beginning stages, that's the only thing I could ever give you is my insights on my journey and how I found to get profitable stages in my trading journey. But the main things that I would always do is compare, overtrade, let greed, think that I had to be more educated or less education or just whatever was the case it may have been. Now, we already know the 6 cycles and the repetition and everything we do in our beginning stages. I don't know where you might be on your stage right now, but if you're watching this video, I'm going to assume that you're somewhere between your 6 months to a beginner stage. And within these stages, this is where it's going to be your hardest times because we're taught to have risk, take risks. How do we find that manageable medium in our trading systems? Now, I believe that in our unprofitable phase, of course, we're going to make all these silly, weird choices, and we're just going to keep going with the flow that we think we're seeing is true. And ultimately, we're just going to keep making the same repetitive mistakes that in the back of our mind along the journey, we're going to start realizing like, whoa, I keep doing this. But what are these things that I'm trying to get to on a specific note? Now, in our beginning stages, most people think that there is one indicator or there is one strategy that big banks or big institutions use in unison to become profitable. And you'll see hundreds and millions of videos on YouTube with hundreds of different strategies and hundreds of different systems, when ultimately, guys, all those might work for those people, but everyone creates a system for themselves in order to have an edge of profitability. Now, in your beginning stages, for me at least, I was more focused on finding someone with signals. I was more focused on just rushing money. I was trying to make $500,000, $10,000 trades with no education. And when I would end up losing, I would get mad and I would blame the market, call it a scam. But realistically, what education or background training did I do? And if I was within 6 months of time getting upset, I mean, listen, time is your best friend in anything that you're doing, not just in trading. So these unprofitable traits, you're going to come to a point where you're going to get tired of making these same mistakes. And if you don't, you're never going to become profitable. Now, again, I've said this in other videos, I felt insane, in my unprofitable stages, knowing the mistakes that I was making, like overtrading or sit in front of the screen all day. I mean, if we're trading my system, which we'll get to later, you could be done within an hour of your time. Why would you want to continue to sit in front of the screen? I mean, the main reason is boredom. Your average person is used to working 9 to 5. And when we have free time, if you're no longer in high school and you don't really have a friends group, I mean, it's very easy to sit here and be bored, and no one here is going to hold you accountable. Not just in trading, but again, if you're trying to master anything, like lose weight, go to the gym, become the best basketball player, no one's really going to be there to support you. It's you, yourself, and only yourself through whatever that you're going to go through. And, this is where it comes in hand. If you want to, get that profitable edge, my honest opinion would be find a mentor or someone you could trust, a trading buddy, and just never give up. I mean, you have to go through that trial and error phase where you are trying different systems. And this is a topic that, people get all confused about. Well, all these traders say you only should trade one system. In your beginning stages, how do you know what system is going to work for you if you don't get out there and try different systems like FEG trading, SMC trading, order blocks, searching for liquidity, key levels, supply and demand, support and resistance? There's so many different things, and you could look at your moving averages, RSI, ADX, vol. There's so many different things. It's just in our beginning stages, you're going to try to be the most technical person in the room. And for me, that's what held me back, is I felt that all these videos I was seeing, I would watch 1 week on supply and demand, and supply and demand is the best. The next week, I would look at a FEG video, ICT is the best. People will have a system or a strategy that they found, and let's say they took two winning trades and they were happy, but then the rest of the week, all they did was take losing trades. Why would that be? I mean, was it the system or is it them as people? Because now what they did is they're now looking to change that strategy that they just worked on for a week And the cycle repeats, the repetition repeats, where if you noticed, okay, I was having some wins with this one strategy. Maybe I just have to fix things up a bit. Maybe I have to be more patient. It's people want something that works, and they want it instantly. It comes in hand with instant gratification in life. Everything, I've said this in other videos too, where everything comes so fast. Text messages are fast. We even get fast food, emails, just everything in life is now fast paced. So when you come into trading and you see all these videos and strategies, this and that, it's like that for a reason, guys. It's also the accessibility to the market should be an eye-opener. I mean, there's so many beginner traders who want to become millionaires trading. The market knows this. You guys end up being the liquidity for the big players. Now, what I mean by this is when we come into the market with zero to no knowledge, only focusing on trying to make money, the bigger sharks know this, and they know that you're going to be antsy, you're going to be emotional, you're going to get stopped out, and they're going to take your money. How do we avoid this, guys? This unprofitable phase to the profitable phase. And I feel like the only way to go through this is, as I just said, find yourself a mentor, someone you can trust. Now, I'm not just saying me. There's thousands of other people, trading communities. There's great ones, there's bad ones. It's just whatever you feel you fit in and you can grow with. When you go in this alone, I mean, that's what I did. I'm a trial and error kind of guy, and I like to be in control of my mistakes and my failures, because that's the only way I'm ever going to learn. You know, we could sit here and watch my videos and other videos and read all the books we want, but to me, guys, experience is experience, and we're only going to get experience with doing the act that we are doing, with what we are trying to become. Unprofitable traders, I'm going to tell you right now, the main thing you're focusing on is money, money, money. Pass this eval, get a payout, I want a buffer, I want this, I want that. These are all, I mean, great things, but in the beginning stages, they're all toxic mindsets and toxic behaviors. We want to become our best self. Now, this is a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo. It is, it isn't, because at the end of the day, when people come to the market, it's probably because you want to fucking make money. When we trade, the only thing we're ever doing is making money, or losing money, vice versa. But it's how do you get to that level of making the money? You need to have a system. It could be any strategy in the world. There's so many different strategies that work. It's your personal system, your personal risk management. What can you manage emotionally? And within your journey, you're going to find yourself walking through each steps that you should create. Have a board. Right on your board, I want to take 2 trades a day. I want to allow myself maybe a $500 drawdown before I take my losses. You can either have mental stops, place your stops. You can set price alerts on charts. It's these things that people don't think about. I mean, a tip that you might use if you're someone when you look at the charts and you make horrible decisions on smaller time frames, TradingView and a whole bunch of other apps allow you to set price alerts, so you don't got to be sitting there on the screen. You could sit there and make price alerts, and you get the price alert on your phone, and you walk to the screen. There's my setup. That's a tip. But also, it's profitability is going to come when you understand that, one, you're not a bank. Yes, we are retail degen traders, but it doesn't have to be that way. You will start to become more profitable when you stop comparing yourself to Instagram. Now, let's just say you come into the market and you're a beginner. You're still under a year, maybe over a year, and you made $500 within 30 minutes of your time. You can either, 1, continue to trade, or 2, close the screen and enjoy your day. You just made $500 in 30 minutes. You need to change your perspective. That's good money. Most people work all week, 9 to 5, even longer than 9 to 5 for 500. And after taxes, it's probably less than that. And you'll make $500 within 30 minutes, and then you'll see someone making 1,000 or 10,000. And you're no longer excited about your journey and your process. Wow, I just made $500 in 30 minutes. That is great. I'm here to tell you that is an amazing profit. Now, consistently, how do we do this? I mean, if you are 6 months to a year, you should probably have some sort of understanding of technical analysis and pattern recognition. And you should probably already understand where you're going wrong. If you're 6 months in, if you don't understand what you're doing wrong, then you probably have to start over from scratch one. But understanding where we are going wrong is the first step. Then accepting where your faults are and becoming aware of that and telling yourself, okay, I want to stop making these same mistakes. I'm aware that I come into my trading day, I have a plan, but I don't follow my plan. This is why they say mindset is everything to your trading journey. And it's not just a bunch of mumbo jumbo motivational bullshit. It's if you can't sit in a room by yourself and listen to just your thoughts and your original thoughts, no FOMO, no anticipation, no fear, those we'll talk about later. But if you can do all that, you're already better than 50% of the traders that come to the market. Now, again, guys, some of these things I might say might sound very repetitive, but it's like that for a reason. Repetition, consistency, and discipline, a little bit of obsession is going to get you exactly where you want to be. Now, profitability, I found I had to create a system. When I noticed that I kept making the same insane mistakes, looking for a different outcome, I decided to lock in, as they say. And I told myself, I'm either going to quit because I'm going insane, or I'm only going to take smaller profits and smaller risk. And I did that with funded accounts, personal accounts. And when I did it for a week straight, let's say I did this in my community where we had a challenge for 30 days. I want you to only make $200 a day. You can take 2 trades, but I only want you to take 2 losing trades. If you take 2 losing trades, your trade is done. You had a certain risk where we either risked 50 to 100 per trade, so our risk was super tight. And if you were able to do that for 30 days straight, now again, this challenge was not about the money. It wasn't about making the most. It was about consistency. It was about proving to yourself, well, okay, I just made $200. I can continue to trade, or I can get off the screen. And this challenge kind of helped members in our community prove to themselves that they are capable of doing this on a consistent basis. Because I'll ask you right now, and then comment in the video section, is it easy for you to make $200 a day trading futures? You know, when I ever ask this question live to new people, they always tell me the same answer. They say yes with confidence. So then I ask them, why are we not profitable on a consistent basis? You know, $200 a day as a beginner, with even within 1 year to your journey, that is amazing profit, you know. And again, you need to change the way you think and stop comparing. Profitability on a consistent basis comes when we have a system that you know that you can follow regardless, not letting emotions come into our system and being okay with whatever the outcome is. Now, this is a video not really on technical analysis. It's more of me speaking my mind, so you can see how a so-called profitable trader thinks, not just on the charts. You want to become your best self. Now, trading, you're going to realize that it's a numbers game. It's a game of numbers, and you're going against millionaire, billionaire, algorithms, rich assholes, people that don't give a fuck about nothing but money. And their one job is to make you liquidity and take your money. And it's a game. If you ever watched Wolf of Wall Street, if you've ever been on a trading floor, you'll see the kind of people that are on these floors. Now, some of them might be mathematicians and educated people, but there's another half of them that are just douchebags that had money and got lucky and found their system, but they built their system within that luck. They didn't take advantage of it. They learned the system within that luck. And this is the people that we're going against. You're going against people that, let's just say, if an oil reserve gets bombed, there's people sitting on a yacht drinking their margaritas who made $1 billion off of that happening. And this is the world and the reality that you're stepping into. Emotions is not a thing. Feelings is not a thing. I mean, the market loves people like you because they know that they're going to get money from you. They're going to take your money. You really need to stop focusing on just the money, because I really promise you, none of my videos are ever scripted. I speak from the heart because it needs to be known and it needs to be heard that the money will come. I promise you, if you're in this journey and you tell yourself, all right, it's going to be hard, I'm not going to quit, you will eventually be what you set out to be. It's just this instant gratification, as I always speak about. It's going to kill your dreams. It really is going to kill your dreams. You might have life going on, which life fucking sucks, and you're trying to become something better or new than what you've never even known. Of course you're going to have fears. Of course you're going to have self-doubt. But I'm here to tell you is I don't come from money. I don't come from nothing. I come from nothing stable at all. And I still found a way. And I found that way because I wanted it. And it's how bad do you want it? Profitability will come to you when you understand that it's you against you and there's nothing else in the way but the way you think in every situation you are in. If you are in a trade and you trade my system, I wait for key levels, right? I wait for price to come to a certain key level near a previous area where price pivoted. And all I would need is it aligning with supply and demand? Is the 1 hour trend following suit with what I'm thinking? And is there buying or selling behind what I'm looking to do? That's the only thing I really care about. I mean, those key levels, my main key levels are daily opens, daily highs and lows with each session. And I wait for price to come to these levels. And we're either going to break out to a new range or come back down to a previous range based on current price action and previous history. Because just in life, the market is an image of human sentiment, of human feeling. At some point in your journey, you're going to be able to start seeing emotion. I don't see candlesticks. I see fear. I see greed. I see excitement. I don't see buying and selling, because behind candlesticks going up and down, it's only buying and selling ever. Now, again, it could be manipulation. We already know this, guys. Life is controlled. At least my theory is that anything that we do is life is controlled. But there's ways we can win. You need to be aware of whatever situation you are in. Profitability, guys. There's the unprofitable trader and a profitable trader. And then there's the medium. Which side do you want to be on? Because one side's going to take a hell of a lot of choices that most people just won't do. You can unprofitable. Sit there, open the charts, don't look at any news, don't have any sort of bias, just enter and exit based on guessing. Or there's profitable trader. He comes in, he wakes up, looks at the news, see what the human sentiment might be. He looks at his assets, tries to identify some sort of supply or some sort of resistance or some sort of area where price might pivot, and he has a plan. My personal plan is I have plans if trades are going in my favor and if trades are going against me. And it's so simple. There's no mathematics. There's no rocket science. I don't need to be a mathematician. I'm going to enter my trade at my system that I see all the time. Now, my system might not show every day. That's a whole different topic for another day. But when I see my system, I am going to enter. And in the back of my mind, I'm accepting the fact when I click that button, no one really talks about why they click this button. When I click this button, my mind, honestly, saying fuck it. But not in a bad way. It's saying, okay, buy or sell. I clicked it. My mind said, fuck it. I'm saying fuck it because I've accepted the potential loss. And the only way I will lose, even if I'm in a losing trade, is if I hold the trade beyond my stop loss, or if I continue to hold and hope regardless of just emotion. I always have each trade that I go in, I have a number that I am going to specifically, if it hits that number, I'm out. Even if it bounces in my favor again, I don't want to be that guy holding trades based on hoping for bounces. I know bounces will occur. It's just I might have gotten the wrong entry, and some people might sit and hold knowing that, all right, it's just a drawdown, but most people can't afford these drawdowns. Now, for me, I had to build a system in your live accounts, in your prop accounts. The risk might be a little different, but if you're able to trade key level bounces, and let's say you take 3 trades a day, your entry is not going to be perfect every time. It's just you need to stay emotionally in control. Now, how do we do that? Let's say, I'll give you an example. Last week, my first day trading back live, my first trade of the day was a win. Then my other trade, while I was live, I took a loss. But I closed the loss fast within my specified stop loss area. After I closed it, the trade worked out in my favor. But I didn't let emotions come into play. I stayed calm. Oh, all right, at least my idea was right. That's really what I said. I said, okay, I lost the money, but at least my idea was right. I stayed calm and I waited. Because trading is, sometimes it might feel like you're waiting for the train. It's, oh, I just missed my entry here. And the unprofitable trader, once he starts to get his edge, he might enter somewhere in between his system. Now, I call this the 50-50 range. If you've ever traded live with me, you'll see it, and I will say it. And sometimes I like risk. I might enter these 50-50 ranges. But if we are not by our specified levels, a beginner trader or unprofitable trader will look to find the entry within his system, knowing that the odds are not in his favor. And the reason I say this is because trading, in a way, is a gamble. Now, the only way we make trading not a gamble is having our system, a system that we can follow no matter what, guys. And profitability is going to come to you when you can follow your system and not have any outside influences deter you from what it is you're trying to do. Again, I'll explain it again. My key level system is waiting for price to hit certain numbers where price has kind of stayed, or where price has been a magnet. And I am not going to guesstimate. I'm going to use previous price action on a chart. Now, if you open up a 4-hour or a daily or the weekly, you'll see certain trends or certain candles that are just going to scream the direction. Now, these are things that come in intuition. Now, my system is as simple. Waiting for price to reach certain levels, overlapping supply and demand. Even better if we're by daily opens and daily closes. Are retests happening? Or, some people might call it a FEG, and I laugh at this because, sometimes I might enter on a candle where we are in a trend, the trend breaks, but then that it almost comes to a bearish engulfing, but the selling fails. I enter those all the time. You're gonna have a couple of systems, and if the only key to profitability is following it. Comment below in the comment section where it is you feel you lack, and I will try to make a video best explaining to help you. But at the end of the day, no one can help anybody if they're not willing to do the steps necessary. I know a lot of people come into communities or YouTube videos to try to find that holy grail. And there's a whole bunch of YouTube videos and great content, not from me, but all other YouTube creators. And I find it amazing that everyone has somewhat of a different system, but everyone comes out with the same outcome. That should be proof to you right there that it's not just a strategy, because I trade key level supply and demand. I'm profitable. There's ICT who trades FEGs in his system. He's profitable. There's SMC people. They're profitable. There's supply and demand traders, they're profitable. Resistance traders, there's moving average traders, and they're all profitable. But I'm going to tell you right now that it's not just a technical strategy that's making these traders profitable. It is their ability to not overtrade, to take profits and handle greed, to walk away, to control emotions on all aspects. And after a few years of you doing this, you're gonna have a certain confidence in you. Like, I can come into the charts and all I gotta do is look at the 4-hour or a 1-hour and a 5-minute real quickly, and I'll get the trend instantly. I'll have that. I'll find the supply and demand instantly with no charting. I just see it because of the market intuition. And again, you keep losing because you're making the same repetitive mistakes that you already know in the back of your head is keeping you back. I'm going to tell you right now is stop focusing on trying to find a signal group. Stop trying to just copy people's strategies. You want to, get a glimpse at what other people do so you can kind of see how their minds work, how they find profitability. This is what I did. And you kind of create your own system. Now, as I grew up, I was not the most educated person. I didn't even graduate high school. I graduated high school in jail. And certain things in life, we have choices. You're either going to want it or you're not going to want it, people. That's really all it comes down to in anything. And I really hate that trading is overhyped, that the process is overhyped. It's only overhyped because life is hard. People have bills and people can't afford to take certain risks knowing that I have rent coming up. That's the only difference from you trying to lose weight or become the best basketball player or football player, and becoming a doctor, or going to college. The only difference is that there's money that you might have to spend up front. You got to pay for market data, It's the things you got to think about. You have to, if you're going with a prop account, you have your trading fees, you have some taxes. There's little things that people don't really think about, because when they see Instagram videos or YouTube videos where people, posting videos of Lamborghinis, I go to marketing school now because I'm trying to better market what I do, and I'm being told by other people that I need to sell emotion. Isn't that sad? And these big people on Instagram and YouTube know this. This is why you'll see my videos and, I won't be driving that sports car. I'll be with my family. But that guy who's, in his sports car living that lavish life will have 1 million likes. And I'll tell you why. It's because people want that lifestyle. So they'll go to that because they see somebody in a Lamborghini or a Ferrari on a yacht, and they'll put more pressure on themselves. And some people might say, I'll never get that. I mean, if you tell yourself that, you'll never get that. But life is different for everybody. As me, I'm a man, I'm happy. I am materialistic too, to a certain extent. I mean, I have jewelry, but I'm Greek. I do like my gold. I was young. I did a lot of dumb things at my younger age, so I don't really live a flashy life now. I have kids, I have 2 beautiful daughters. I have another one on the way. And freedom to me, complete freedom, is like right now. It is 11:09 on a Monday, and I have nothing to do. I did all my work. My work is doing this right now in my office and my home. My daughters are in the other room. After this video, we're going to go out to lunch. And that's kind of my typical day. I don't have a boss. I don't have anyone to tell me where to be. I could go anywhere right now. I can go to Disney, I can go to Greece, and I could take my laptop and my phone with me and continue my work. I can continue to trade. I can continue to run my Instagram. I can continue to run all my businesses. And these are choices that people make. You're either going to do what you need to do to get to where you want to get to, or you're going to sit stuck and looking at the glass half empty. Poor me, pity party. Trading's a gamble. I'll never understand. The way you speak to yourself matters. I mean, if you're sitting there telling that yourself, you're already putting extra fear and putting the doubt in your mind. You need to come into this journey and ask yourself, how can I achieve this? What can I do to achieve this? And write it out. I'm telling you, write it out. And act on it daily. It will not be easy. There might be days where you want to quit. Realistically, in my journey, I've almost quit a bunch of times. But then I tried just one more time. And then I learned something. I learned something new. Every time I failed, I learned something new. And I either made the same mistake or I didn't. And I grew or I did not grow. And trading, it'll really put you in that position where my mind is going to blow. It's, guys, especially when we're working with money, it's life, I've already stated, is hard. And it's the main reason why I like doing what I do, is because I don't come for money. My life was extremely hard. And most people can't get through to that next stage because they put so much pressure on themselves and they don't respect themselves enough, or they're letting outside influences deter them from what they want. Your parents might say, get a job. Your friends might say, trading, you're out of your mind. And, your teachers might say, oh no, just get a good job. You have to realize that life is whatever you want it to be. And it can be prosperous. It can be happy. It can be filled with joy. But what are you willing to do to get there on a consistent basis? Now, we have the unprofitable trader and we have a profitable trader. Which side do you want to be on? Because one is an easy route that's going to lead to you failing and going back to your 9-to-5 life, and one path is going to lead to greatness. And it's not going to happen in 1 month. It's not going to happen in 2 months. It's not going to happen in 3. It's not going to happen in a year. You might notice some real severe changes within yourself within this time, and you might be happy with that. And I guarantee you, if you continue to push through, if you really are in this journey, it could take people 1 to 5 years to completely change their entire life. It's all it takes is stop focusing on trying to make the most money. Focus on trying to build a better you and a system you can follow repetitive. You can do it for a 9-to-5. You can make someone else rich doing their daily tasks on a repetitive notion. You wake up, You probably have a system: brush your teeth, get your coffee, then go to work. You've already spent your first hour of your work driving to work, one with tolls or or gas. You might buy breakfast, and your job might not do this. Also, your job will replace you at any moment's time. You should want to have skills that generate income. I have multiple streams of income. I have my trading, which opened doors for me to get into real estate and buy land, which is a passion of mine. And I've created now my YouTube channel. I have my Discord. I have I have things that will keep me and my family growing beyond wealth within my lifetime, my kids' lifetime, and their kids' lifetime after that. And that to me is freedom. I mean, I can sit there and I can make videos of me sitting in Lamborghinis. I posted one the other day, and the amount of comments and likes I got, it was sad. It was honestly sad, because I could make my content to look like that, but I do it purposely. I don't want to post flashy lifestyle, because at the end of the day, you're selling a lifestyle. In your beginning stages, especially as a trader, you're not going to have that. And 90% of people quit because they focus strictly on that. But if you focused on the system, the risk, and understand that it's not rocket science. It's, can you listen to yourself? People, it's the money's there. The money is there. You just got to get up and get it. Trading, you could sit there and make $1,000 within 2 minutes of your time, but that's going to come through failures, through failure after failure, messing up. You can do it. I'm here to tell you that you can do it if you really put your best foot forward, block out everything else. Trading is going to, not just trading, whatever you're trying to master, block out everything. Give yourself realistic goals, and I guarantee you'll surpass those goals if you believe in what you're doing. Profitability comes to those who understand this. Profitability on a consistent basis comes to those who understand and put the work in and realize that it's a numbers game. I'm going against bigger fish. I just want to make my money and I want to get out. Now, I'm about to end this video right now, but before I do, I'm going to show you this just to give you a little reminder. It's not rocket science, people. I'm Socrates. Thank you for listening in. If you want to trade live with us, join in the community.